What's up, Buttercups? My name is Caitlin Donald, and I am one of the educators at the Dubuque Museum of Art. This is the next video in the Art Adventures series. Today's terrific topic is all about the art movement of abstract expressionism. So abstract expressionism can be a pretty scary sounding set of words, right? But let's start with what abstract art is. Abstract art is artwork that doesn't show anything a person might recognize, like, say, a landscape, or a stop sign, or a portrait. Instead, abstract art often tries to create its own effect, using shapes, lines, forms, colors, and textures. As for expressionism, think about the phrase, to express yourself. That would mean to communicate something like a thought or a feeling about who you are, right? So abstract expressionism would mean to express yourself, but in a way that doesn't resemble any recognizable pictures. So let's talk about kind of what was going on when this art movement came about. With cameras becoming more common in the 1900s, people now had a way to show accurate real-world pictures. Because of this one tool, functional, realistic paintings weren't much use, and art began to drift into a much stranger place. Artists started to look for new and creative ways to produce their artwork. Along with the earlier invention of the camera, World War II had just ended in 1945. Power had shifted from Europe to the Americans and the Soviets. The United States economy was booming, and many people were leaving their war-torn homes and moving to America. Because of all the new people, there was a lot of new ideas mixing around with traditional American ideas. And this is seen in the artwork. Among the general public, there was a sense of profound emotion following the war. The horrors of war left a lot of people feeling lost, and a lot of people wanting to understand who we are and what we're doing here. Along those lines of understanding who we are, there was a drive to research the unconscious mind. People wanted to understand what was really going on inside the human head and what it meant to express it. It was in this atmosphere that abstract expressionism was born and became the first American art movement to gain international recognition. During this time, there were kind of these two camps of abstract expressionists, these two types of artists in this movement. The first type were the action painters, which is a pretty accurate name. These artists kind of attacked their canvas. They were very active and sometimes almost aggressive when painting, letting loose strong emotions to make intense, spontaneous marks. Jackson Pollock was said to sometimes dance around his canvas. The two most well-known action painters were Jackson Pollock and Willem de Kooning. Pollock would throw paint at random or dump whole paint cans onto canvas. He would use what he called a drip method. And Kooning would use these huge brushes to create massive brush strokes in kind of a coordinated chaos. On the flip side of the action painters were the field painters. These were artists that filled up the canvas with large areas of a single color. They would create the opposite effect. Instead of action-painted emotions, the field artists created calming, meditative works. The two probably most notable field artists were Mark Rothko and Barnett Newman. Both artists would create massive but very simple paintings. They would almost enclose the viewer. Rothko would actually hang his paintings in small rooms to create an almost intimate human experience. So which type would you be? Would you be a calm, meditative, color-filled artist? Or would you be an expressive, active, crazy artist that would throw paint everywhere? When we talk about abstract art, a lot of times there's the comment of, my kid could do this, or a chimpanzee could do this. And it's true. A kid and a chimpanzee, when they do make art, it tends to be similar looking to a lot of these abstracts. But I think what makes abstract art artwork in the first place is that there's a conscious choosing to do it. There is a lot of thought put into why you're choosing to make art this way, why you're not drawing a stop sign or a landscape, why you're throwing paint on a canvas. And that why is really, really important. And I know that a lot of little kids and a lot of animals, they don't have that why. So even though they might look similar, in theory, they're really not. And I think that's also why abstract art is so important, is it is a good way to show things like emotions, things that don't have a visual representation. They don't have a solid image like a stop sign or a landscape. And so I kind of want you guys to think about what you would make, what kind of emotions you would want to put on your canvas. What colors would you use? Would you want to, again, do the calming colors, the calming big fields? Would you want to do the chaotic, crazy throwing paint? What kind of artist do you guys want to be? And how do you want to communicate to the world? So that is a quick guide to abstract expressionism. Again, it is a pretty casual video using my tablet. I would love to see you guys next week, and have a good day. Also, don't forget to check out Sketchbook Tuesdays with Hannah and Let's Talk About Art. Those are two other video series that DuMA is doing, and they're really cool. I will see you guys later. Peace out.